Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on Calmsden Farm. Right, so we are in July. I have progressed time quite a bit. I've done quite a lot of jobs as well, ticking over jobs like looking after the cows. I've also done all the grass fields, mowed them up, rode them up, which is going to tie us in perfectly for this episode. And we're going to go and get some grass from them fields and put it in the bunker and hopefully make it into silage. Now, I just want to point out the linseed is ready to harvest. It's spot on. I've just noticed the nitrogen levels. Did I miss nitrogen on that? Or is it... does it not require nitrogen? It says nitrogen non-existent. That is strange. That is something really strange. I'm sure we sorted out the nitrogen on that field. I'm pretty much certain we did. Seems like something's gone on with precision farming. As you can probably tell as well, looking at this field with field 2 and 3, how it's just changed like that. They were both of these fields were pretty much the same, and it was just non-existent. So we were around this level, which is like 0 kilograms per hectare. How strange is that? That is a really, really interesting thing. Maybe there's a little bit of a bug going on. But to have no nitrogen in field 6, which is something we definitely did have, now it's just non-existent. So maybe with the PF update, I know I need to rescan these ones, but maybe with the PF update it's affected on field 6 completely. It looks like that. But yeah, that is strange. Definitely is. So we're going to have to probably take a hit now on that. There's nothing we can do because it is ready to harvest. But what a shame that is. But yeah, when I saw that I thought definitely did fertilise that field, definitely did. Anyway, we'll tackle that in the next episode. We're definitely going to do the harvest soon, and then we'll probably be moving on to the soybeans. But yeah, I really don't understand why the nitrogen levels have vanished on that completely. Right, so the way we're going to be doing this grass this time around is we're going to try and emulate pretty much my knowledge of what happens most common on UK farms, which is a lot of farmers hire out or get contractors in that come with these kind of kits, so a forage harvester, and it has a pickup on the front. And the way that they do it is the farmer usually mows the grass himself. He might ted it a few times, and most of the time they leave it at that state. So then when the contractors come in, they come in with their kit like this. So they'll come in with a forage wagon, the pickup. They'll also come with a few trailers. So you'll get like a couple of trailers, maybe 3, depending on the amount of fields that you're doing. For the carting, they'll bring them along as well. But then they also windrow. So the first thing they'll probably do in the fields is windrow. The forage harvester will follow along, picking up the rows that are left. It'll get transferred to the trailers, and then it goes into the bunker. That's the most common way I personally know it to happen in the UK. And a lot of farmers do that. They probably first choice when making some silage in a bunker is to use contractors. So we're going to try and simulate that. Now, I'm not going to be doing the work in this. We are going to drive this down though. It is pretty much something that I've purchased for the store, and we're going to simulate it as a contractor. It's not going to cost us the leasing fee, which is around 13,000. I'm just going to probably pay around 5,000 for the contractors to be there. But I have leased out 2 trailers, which are waiting at the field for me. So we'll be using them trailers, and we have actually paid for that to lease them out. So probably 5,000, and then maybe a couple thousand on top. I think it was around 1,500 each. So I'm talking about 8,000 it's going to cost us to get these contractors out and pick up this grass for us. We also do have 20 litres of silage additive in this, and I'm hoping it'll last out. So when I did mow these, I mowed them all myself. I did use course plate to set the windrows. So I set up a windrow going round with a course plate, and I've saved all them courses, and that's what we're going to be using with the forage harvester. So that's going to collect from that. Now I'm hoping it works a treat. We might find a few issues, but fingers crossed we can get this done without any issues really. As you can see, this one's cut as well, and all we need to do is get these 2 trailers on the move. Now I'm going to do the trailers. I'm going to be in the field with the trailer next to the forage harvester, and then I'm going to set up. As soon as one trailer's full, I'm going to pretty much just set up to go and drop off at the bunker. I've set up all the course plate. I've like tested it out. If I actually just jump in here, I can show you that if we bring up this map, you can see that I've kind of done field boundaries going around all the grass fields I've got loops like entering in and out from either side. Same with this, got a field boundary for grass field 3. Same with 1. And then what it's going to do is it's going to come this direction up. I've got around here just a bit of a reverse point back into the bunker. As you can see, I've got farm bunker. So hopefully Autodrive's going to take care of the carting to and from the grass fields to the bunker. I'll jump in, obviously, the other one while that's carting, and we'll tell it to wait at one of the field points for us to swap over. And I think that's going to be the best way to do it. So I just want to first make sure that I've got this set up. I'm going to just put it as pick up and deliver. I'm going to start in grass field 1. I'm going to take it to the farm bunker, and it's going to be grass silage. So that to me looks spot on. So if we just jump over to the next one, ideally it would have been the next one along. That's also set up as well. So first thing we need to do now is pretty much just jump in to... I did have the course plate click, but it seems to not be working. Where you can click between the vehicles. Maybe I need course play open. Yeah, it still doesn't work. That's strange. So this one we're going to now load in our course, which is here, and we want to close this down. Grassfield 1, and so we're going to go to Grassfield 1. We're going to pick up row 8.4 meters. Load course, activate, and hopefully now if we have a look at this, it should start off in the middle, which it is doing. So let's just drive it over there. I'm hoping this works out well. I haven't really done it this way for a long time. I think it was FS19, probably only a couple of times really I was using forage harvesters, because I found that to do it manually you really need to find the right trailer to hook onto the back of them, and then I think course plate, as it got more developed and we had the bunker features and stuff, it was more something I used then, but as you can tell we are still away from getting the bunker feature, so that's a shame. I'm hoping if I leave, just trying to think where to put this, I think it's probably best to, yeah, we'll drive with this one first, and then hopefully the John Deere won't be in the way. But hopefully this should go well. I mean, these trailers hold quite a bit. It's over 20,000 litres each one. And as you can tell by the amount of grass we've got, this is going to be a fair job to get all this. But I'm hoping I can get a bit of a montage on the go. Yeah. Hoping I'm around the right speed here. Looks like I'm spot on. But yeah, this is the most common way I've known grass silage bunker work to kind of go. Like I said, a lot of the time they hire contractors who come in with the forage harvesters. Most of the time you don't see a chrome. I usually see the class harvesters, and then yeah, they come in. A lot of the time the farmer will join in with the carting as well. So this should work. It was a bit tentative, but we'll get there. I think we've picked up a pretty good... I'm still trying to get my head around the precision farming. Why I've got no nitrogen levels. That is strange. It really is. So we'll let him do his swing, and we'll just try and manoeuvre this again. It's not the biggest field to start off with, really. This is probably going to be the one that we find the most trickiest. It being the smallest. But we are working at quite a good speed, 8 miles an hour. I'm not too bad with that. That's pretty good going. Maybe he's going a little bit faster. Seems to be spot on. Now the compacting side of things, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to work that yet. I'm really not sure. Maybe it's going to be a good idea to do that manually after. I don't know how the pit's going to look if we just keep using Autodrive. I'm hoping it drops it in pretty well, and we don't miss too much, or it doesn't make too much of a mess, but we'll find out. Right, so we've just got full. So if we now test the water on this, if we just pretty much just set it going from here, I'm hoping it will find its own way, and then we can jump into the John Deere. It's probably easy to go the other direction when we're tabbing through. And I'm hoping now that works a treat. Just on its own, we'll figure it out. And by the time we fill up again, it'll come back, and we can kind of just keep going like that. I think 2's going to be enough. We could have leased out a third, but I'm hopeful that 2's enough. It's not too far of a distance for it. Ooh. Trying to get me speed right. There we go. So we'll let him swing it around again. And we will go and have a quick look on the guy as soon as he's started his travels. I mean, he's not going to be there just yet. He'll probably make this row at least. And we'll just have the chrome waiting for us. But we are picking it up at quite a good speed. I mean, if we get this field done, put all in the bunker and just see how the bunker's looking, we might be able to then do a bit of a montage on the other one, on the other field. Oh, the other 2 fields really. And they are the biggest one, especially the one in front. That's going to be the biggest job for us. So I think what I'll do now is just scoot over just to see how the other guy's getting on. I think we're probably better going this way, aren't we? Yeah. We just got here, which is perfect. So we'll have a look now to see how he performs with his reversing into the bunker. Maybe I can jump up here. There we go. So I've tested this out. I probably should have changed the blue on the back of them trailers to green. Did everything else, but I've obviously missed the rear. And what we're hoping for here is just to drop it off and go back to that first, well, Grassfield 1 waypoint, and then wait for us. Now, we want him to also move forward as it's dropping. Try to get it as far back as possible with it having a wall on the back of the bunker. We can do that. If it was a drive-through one, I'd probably set it up where it was in the middle. So yeah, we'll wait for him to drop this in and just see if he needs to move forward. So far, so good though. So it looks like it's emptying the whole of it out just at the back, which is great news, and it's going pretty high as well. So I think we're gonna have this weighed up, and I'm hoping that, of course, as we put more loads in, Autodrive, we'll notice that it needs to move forward, and it'll get that done. So we can leave that be and we can crack on. Just trying to think why. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll get this whole field picked up, give you a bit of an update then, and then we'll try and stick in a bit of a montage. Right, so this is like the 4th load, I think, and we're doing pretty well. Or maybe the 3rd load. And as you can see, it's pushing it right up to the back, which I do like, and it's leaving a lot of space. So that's the first field all done, the small Grassfield 1. And we're on the 4th load now, so if we just jump over here quickly, you can see that I've set the forage harvester in the big one now. We're going to work on the combined field of 35 and 4. And then this one should change the pit completely. We're going to get quite a bit off this. So it does leave us a lot more space as well to work around. I am guessing though that maybe at this point we could do with an extra trailer. We might be waiting around a little bit at times. So we'll have to see how we get on. But we did pick up that field pretty well. But there is a few bits missing, but there's nothing stopping us from doing a few grass silage bales. You can see the class is on its way now anyway. So we will have one waiting. I am going to change the waypoints though on Autodrive. I think it's going to be a good idea now to set it to probably, if we just go to Grassfield, put it there, 35 and 4. And then what we'll do is we'll change that one when we jump into it. I mean, it's doing pretty well. I was surprised because I always expected to see a few issues with this. Sometimes this can be like quite problematic, but it's working a treat. Of course, playing Autodrive, having no issues at all with this. I think it helps that the chrome turns really well in the fields as well. It's actually working really well. We're at 96%. This one's about to get full. I am scooting off, as you can see. There we go. So what I'll do now is I'll set him from here. Hopefully from here he should find his way. And then what we need to do is jump into this one. Change this over to Grassfield 35 and 4. And then we need to just manually take over at this point. Obviously watch out for the John Deere that's heading back this way. So I'm liking how he cuts through this way, noticing that this is the shortest route. But there's nothing better than getting it right, doing some silaging. Especially when you're doing it with some bunker work and doing the carting. There's nothing better when it works a treat like this. So I think now is a perfect time for me to stick in a montage. So enjoy the montage, and I'll cut back in when we've got all the grass from the fields in the bunker, or the bunker's full. And if that happens, we'll have to do some silage bales. But I'll be surprised if we fill that bunker up. Right, so welcome back. Hopefully you just enjoyed the montage. I have to say, first thing, I'm so impressed with Autodrive. I really am. It just basically did the whole thing that I asked without any issues, and the way that it compacted the pit was insane. It's really just mashed it all the way up to the back, and as you can tell, it's filled, what, 427,000 litres into this bunker, and I haven't put any of this in manually myself, not at all. I mean, I hopped in and out of the carting in the field just sometimes, and a few other things that pointed out to me is really clever is when it got down, because I did a 3 headlands as a mode, so when I was rowing as well, there was 3 headlands in the big field that we just done, and when it got to the last headland, so the one closest to the hedge and also the wall at times, it was going through all the other parts of the field on the left-hand side of the harvester, or the forage harvester. So when it got to there, it noticed that it got close to the wall, it stopped, it reversed, and then it went to the right-hand side, all on its own, which I thought was really clever. There was also another part where it noticed it got really close to the front end as it was turning on one of the corners of the headland. So it stopped, it reversed back, and then it just manoeuvred, and as you probably saw, there was a tiny bit of space for the tractor and the harvester to pass, which was so clever of Autodrive. It really was. And like I said, it gave me the chance to just jump in and out. So sometimes I was doing the carting next to the harvester. As soon as it was done, I was just setting it going to come to here. Sometimes I was leaving it, taking some shots. But yeah, really do. You can tell that Autodrive has been updated, and so is Courseplay, and it works an absolute treat. It really does. And this is what it's been doing. So as it's dropping into this pit now, or the bunker, it just nudges forward each time just to drop a little bit out, and just maxes out all the space it's got. It's pretty clever, it really is. But yeah, we're coming up to 500,000 now, so this bunker's going to be, it's going to be a nightmare to compact. I'm only at 4%, so that's one probably negative. I mean, I do like to drive over it as I'm putting in, so compacting this is going to be a big job. You never know, we can try and find a way of using Courseplay, well, Autodrive, sorry, to maybe help us out with that. So yeah, this is all done. So we need to now send this back. Before we carry on, what I'm going to do is, there's one more grass field to do, and it's going to be grass field 3, I think it is. Let's just check that. Yes, it is. So we're going to send that over there. In fact, what we'll do is just drive over to grass field 3. And that's going to be something I do in between this episode and the next. I'll make sure to get that field in this pit as much as I can. I might have to leave some out depending on where we're at, and if that happens, we can always do some grass silage bales. And I'll make sure as well, I'm not looking forward to this one, is compacting this bunker, because yeah, there's going to be a massive amount of silage in this pit. There really is, especially with the field we just done. Has added in, well, nearly 400,000 litres, I'd say, around that, maybe 390, something like that. If I'm thinking that right, it could be 300, it could be less than that, just from that field alone. But the other field is pretty big. It's not as big as this, but it's still a good size. So we're definitely going to hopefully be around here. I'm going to let Autodrive just carry on and see what it looks like when it's finished with all the grass in before I start compacting it, just to see how dense it makes it, because so far it's doing a really good job. So in the next episode we will be focusing on the linseed. It is a shame with the linseed. I'm not entirely sure what's gone on there with the nitrogen levels on that field. I haven't got a clue. Maybe it's got something to do with the update that came out not long ago, because I did think I planted in the linseed before that and looked after the nitrogen levels on it. So maybe it has got something to do with that, because we did have an update for the nitrogen levels on the grass. So that could be contributing. You can also tell that I need to rescan these soon, or take some soil samples. It's quite patchy, the nitrogen levels are. You can tell that the scanner's been working on the tractors as it's been going through, whilst doing the carting. So that's interesting to see. The grass has changed quite a bit. So I'm starting to see some proper differences now with the scanning. You can see that some nitrogen levels are higher. But again, these nitrogen levels don't have any impact after I've mowed. This is still going to be perfectly fine to do another harvesting, or another mow, another cut of grass before we even need to think about spreading anything down. We could also always put some manure down, or slurry, sorry, because when we do that, it just goes to set 100. So that's pretty much, again, around two mows that we can do, or 2 cuts of grass from that. So I have got quite a build up now of slurry and manure. If we just have a quick look, you can see that I've got 43,000 litres in here, and a lot of digestate as well sitting in the storage area. And I think I'm probably around 40,000 litres of manure as well, so that's pretty good. Last thing I want to do is I want to show you this. So in the last episode, we put down dairy and did a bit of editing in the video itself, but what I said I'd do is I'd go into the Giants editor, remove a few things and make it look a bit better. So this is what happened, and as you can tell, it looks much better now. We haven't got any crazy bumps going around, and I've removed from some of the fences and the gates down here just to make it a little bit easier to swing around. Put a few flowers in, grass, bushes and so on, But the good thing about it is this now I've expanded out, so if it does need to swing around, it can just do that. And the same when coming in, it can kind of avoid this gate. But I do like the way it's looking. I have added 2 as well, the amount of milk that was in it. So if we have a look at cheese, you can see that we're getting through. We've got 1 pellet of cheese, so 1,000 litres pellet is already popped out. We're getting close to the second one, and I've put some more milk in there, so we're sitting at 30,000. But yeah, definitely happy with how this episode's gone. We've been really productive, and I've also learnt that Autodrive and Courseplay really have come a long way since that first release. And I do know that Courseplay is right on the verge of being sent to Giants and Mod Hub. So soon we'll be getting an official Mod Hub version of Courseplay if everything goes to plan. So you can tell that they've been doing some hard work, and I am really impressed now with the way that just turned out. It was pretty much close to perfect you can get. Hardly any issues, and it really did allow me to jump in and out, so it was quite flexible as well. But yeah, so the next episode, like I said, we'll be doing linseed. We'll move on to that, and I'll try and progress through the rest of this grass silage, because as you can tell, we've still got quite a bit in this field. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there, so thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.